There are not many crypto projects I am so bullish on for this bull run and in the long term than ONDO Finance. Today, I want to tell you guys the crazy prices I think that this coin is more than likely to go to. Nothing's ever guaranteed in crypto, of course, but it's so stacked. The worst has just been put behind us. I don't see why this coin can't absorb most of the $100 trillion plus, actually more so closer to $1 quadrillion that is going to come, I think, on-chain over the next couple decades. Now, this is going to, of course, have short-term impacts as well over the next 12 months because this project and this market is mainly built on speculation. People talk about utility. Guys, price isn't going up for any of these coins because they're being used for their intended purpose. Price is going up in these crazy amounts because people are betting that they'll go up based on fundamentals and pumpamentals. Take Ondo, probably one of the most quality coins, like I said. Even excluding my opinion, most people are starting to catch on to this coin. It's not even listed on Binance right now. It's an American-made coin, which means, of course, there's going to be huge speculation this bull run around what Trump may possibly do for its price. It's also in the CoinMarketCap Top 100 index. Grayscale have mentioned it as a possible candidate for either an ETP or possibly add it into one of their index funds. We have 21 shares already added this coin as an ETP, expecting a good return here of around about a 14x. So with those most basic things out the way, I'm going to get into the really juicy parts of what makes Ondo so unique in this space. And I have seen no one else, nor on Twitter or YouTube, speak about the things I'm about to bring to you in this level of detail, making the connections we're about to come to together. But before I do, please remember, if you find yourself enjoying this video, you're an Ondo holder, right? You're holding strong, hit that like down there. It keeps me going. And also make sure you're subscribed, guys. That's going to ensure you're the most informed in this bull run. Now, I want to bring you guys again into the really crux of the information here to just show you what we have on the table for Ondo. What I'm about to explain will get you probably immense FOMO. So I want you to try to prevent yourself from doing that. And at the end of the video, I've got some price levels I want to sort of look at here with market cap growth. But don't skip to that. I mean, you can, but you're going to be one of those guys who are going to be very uninformed. You want to know the reasons that go into it. Otherwise, it's just another prediction, okay? First of all, I want to take you through here Sergey, Chainlink CEO and founder, his insights on the tokenization space in general.
Real-world assets will flip cryptocurrency for total value over the next 1 to 3 years. A lot of real-world asset value will come from the TradFi banking sector and will start driving a lot of the adoption of DeFi protocols. So it won't be about DeFi kills TradFi. It'll be TradFi becomes the biggest user of DeFi.
He also went on to say this.
These folks, I can assure you, are in the process of integrating with blockchains in various ways. The whole BlackRock BUIDL thing is really just the very early stages of the very beginning.
In my opinion, Chainlink's one of the most undervalued coins. And as you'll soon see, I think that they have ties with Ondo to bring this on board into crypto. And I think Ondo is that key unlock. It's essentially going to be the marketplace where people can buy things like equities, funds, commodities and bonds, but Chainlink will be the connector, so to speak, between Ondo on Ethereum and the real world. So Chainlink will connect Ondo and that marketplace to, BlackRock, to Franklin Templeton, to BNY Mellon, and everything else, at least anything deciding to be tokenized on Ondo, which chances are will be quite a lot. What you're looking at here is essentially what I think is going to be announced and come to fruition to some degree in the next few months here, which, if possible, is going to be monumental.
I believe we're going to be in the cutting edge of tokenizing bonds and stocks. And we have the technology now. The fact that we are now moving forward in tokenization, every bond and stock, is crazy.
That was Larry Fink, BlackRock CEO, talking about why people aren't, of course, leveraging tokenization as much as they're trying to push it. But here's the funny thing, guys. As you're about to see with, I believe, a Chainlink representative and a quote that he found from someone from BlackRock, is that the use cases for tokenization are obvious, right? It's to democratize access for everyone to markets that might have a high barrier to entry. Treasuries, most importantly, any bond, equities like stocks, for example, but importantly, allow it to be 24/7, to always be accessible like in crypto. Well, This is a different perspective here I want you to consider that I didn't even think of myself until I watched this clip.
My favorite quote from somebody at BlackRock, it wasn't Larry Fink, but it was basically, they said, if we were able to tokenize all of our money market funds internally so that we just manage them internally on tokenization, we'd save between 10 and 12% of our annual cost in that business. That is not a small beer at BlackRock.
I guess the benefits here are multifaceted. You have the benefits internally, right? Increasing revenue. Therefore, it's better for the businesses and it's better for people to have access to these products. So you can see here what I'm trying to say essentially is that there is many use cases for tokenization here beyond just the more basic stuff that you see on the headlines, like tokenizing a bit of jewelry, for example. And with this report from the WEF, and I get it, globalist, gross, disgusting, but you can't deny when the big guys that hate democracy start looking at stuff like crypto and tokenization, it's a pretty big wake-up call. How tokenization is transforming global finance and investment. This was posted about a month and a half ago, and I want to take you through some of the points they make here because 3 of the people they mention are 3 people I want to talk to you about further that pertain to the stack I mentioned to you before, so it does include Chainlink, but an even bigger partner here that I think connects this web together. So Belgian financial services company, Euroclear, the DTCC, which is a US company, European Investment Bank, and the World Bank are building out technology and launching and managing tokenized assets. These are very big players. The World Bank, European Investment Bank, and the DTCC, between them all, process quadrillions of dollars every single year. We have already moved beyond the exciting theoretical opportunity, so they've moved beyond it just being a cool idea and testing, and started to actually deliver the information and transformation of financial systems through tokenization. They're actually using this stuff now, guys. They've been doing it behind our backs for a while now. BlackRock and Franklin Templeton have launched tokenized mutual funds. However, that's nominal compared to the opportunities to come. So they're very bullish. The digitization of investments is poised to expand cost savings, like we said in that previous clip, distribution, and also 24-hour access to a wide array of assets for end investors. Now, as I said, there are some names in this list that I've mentioned, 3 particularly that are going to be involved with Ondo, and it's a lot of money we're dealing with here, guys. Ondo has what's called the Ondo Financial Summit coming up here on February 6th. And some of the names you might be able to see here were actually already mentioned in that particular post by the World Economic Forum. BlackRock and Franklin Templeton, these guys are spearheading right now tokenization in crypto, as we already know, but there are even bigger players in this list. And I want to get to this breakdown here in a second because I did spend the better half of today going through this myself, but I truly do think what we're about to experience from this, Wall Street 2.0 is literally coming to crypto via Ondo, is again that marketplace-esque environment I spoke about earlier on. Now, I had a great conversation with one of you guys on the post I made earlier today. We're not going to have an instant jump from like $1 to $10 on February 6th, but what is going to be announced on Feb 6th is going to be the propellant in the rocket for Ondo this cycle. It'll give us new news, new catalysts, new connections. It'll give us a very clear direction for the next 12 months. Importantly for the long term as well, because Ondo is a very rare coin in the sense that you could round trip your bags and sleep well at night in that worst possible case. But it's going to give us, I think, again, that pumpermental effect for the growth of this cycle. More news, more catalysts. So who's attending? Well, there are more speakers due to come, I do believe, and I have a hunch, possibly Sergey, the CEO and founder of Chainlink, might be one of them. But we do have David Schwartz here, one of the co-founders of Ripple, attending. But we have way bigger people at this event. We have 2 commissioners from the CFTC. Of course, this is great. We're going to have insights into the importance of tokenization. We have a hell of a lot of asset managers, I believe, providing things like products for, as I said before, the top of the stack, the products for Ondo to list. We're going to have guys like MasterCard, BNY Mellon, and Ripple providing payments in order for people to actually transfer some of their traditional assets like fiat, for example, on-chain. But most importantly, the biggest on this list, even bigger than BlackRock, is DTCC. I mentioned these guys in that previous report here from the World Economic Forum because they were one of the names listed here as actually already processing tokenized transactions and testing it. Now, who are these guys? Well, they act as the settlement and clearing layer for pretty much every single type of fund or insurance or everything that occurs in the US. This includes for BNY Mellon, BlackRock, and all that. They processed $2.5 quadrillion in 2022 just themselves, and on average around about $2.1 quadrillion every single year. Now we have the head of digital assets from DTCC going to this event and speaking at this event. Okay, so considering the fact that they have already been working on this, they're already working on building out tech and launching and managing tokenized assets, what is that telling you? It all has been lining up based on what I've said so far to have an actual product possibly launching here for Ondo, for the Ondo global markets. This is where the DTCC come in right here. You can't have all of this on chain without a clearing, settlement, and risk management layer, because that's what is required in the real world right now. You can't have any of this without Ripple, banks, and payments making it easier for businesses and regular folk to come and onboard their money, particularly from their bank accounts, right? Or Ripple business to business, or MasterCard, or PayPal, for example. So you have Chainlink as well, then gluing all of this traditional stuff from the real world into crypto. Ondo's the face. Ondo's a nice, pretty place that people can come on and use it very easily. The magic is back here. And as we've seen, it's probably already been functioning right now. And very briefly, two very important names that were mentioned as speakers to this event. One of these ladies is Samara Cohen here. She's coming from BlackRock, all right? She is the CIO for ETFs and index investments for BlackRock. But as a person, as an individual, very notable person indeed. Named one of American Banker's most powerful women in finance in 2023 and Barron's most influential women in US finance pretty much up until now. Incredible person with massive connections, no doubt. Dan Moorhead here, CEO and founder of Pantera Capital, one of the largest VCs in all of crypto. He said this on the news somewhat recently.
We're typically long. We're always just looking at which other tokens are interesting. We have a big position in TON, Telegram's token, Solana, Ondo.
I mean, you just can't make this stuff up. Everyone's bullish on Ondo. And when you begin putting the pieces together, like I showed you here, and, who the names are, and when you actually say, hey, well, these names are mentioned because they're going to be in this part of the stack, and the CFTC will provide their insights into this whole particular process, you have to seriously say, are you not convinced that these huge connections don't add up to anything? They wouldn't be speaking at this event if Ondo was another regular old project. So as they introduce Ondo Global Markets possibly at this event, whether it's actually functioning right now or they give us a launch date, it doesn't matter. Ondo Global Markets will provide native access to traditional securities and associated exchange liquidity for on-chain investors. Where the big money comes in is things like retirement funds, for example, is tokenizing even things like carbon credits. It could literally be that big. And this is where I talk about trillions of dollars possibly coming in. It sounds ridiculous, maybe even quadrillions. Not in the short term, that's for sure. This sort of has to be built out first. But if it's not Ondo, it's definitely going to be other projects, including Ondo, that are going to be at the marketplace for this. We have Swift. These guys are essentially the current web and framework that allows banks and institutions to connect and transfer globally. This is actually being phased out. We're going into a new standard, the ISO 20022 standard here very, very soon. But needless to say, they're very, very important in the world economy. They even say while tokenization is in its infancy, 97% of institutional investors believe it will revolutionize asset management and be a positive force in the industry. This report's obviously very, very positive. We have Circle. These guys created USDC, the stablecoin. They've went and actually acquired a business to ensure that they push their RWA/tokenization narrative. This is from Chainlink's website. They believe $867 trillion in assets is at the forefront of tokenization here. It's about to come on chain. Nathan Orman and Sergey, the founders of both Ondo and Chainlink, taking not just one, but multiple photos at Donald Trump's crypto ball. And I get it, right? Fugazi, a couple of photos taken, right? But I believe there is something on the back end these two have been working on together. And I think based on this report as well, you'll start to see it even comes together. DTC, those guys who are processing quadrillions every year, well, this is a sort of working product they created with Chainlink a few months ago, actually May 16th, 2024, called SmartNav, to actually have a look at how this would sort of work in the real world, how they would be able to bring on tokenized assets into crypto. So working with Chainlink, most importantly here, they piloted a program that found that foundational data could be embedded into a multitude of on-chain use cases, such as tokenized funds and bulk consumer smart contracts. They say here the path forward In its simplest form, and I want you to pay attention here, Smart Nav, which is this pilot program, centers around providing the capability to make trusted, verifiable data available on any blockchain, that's crypto blockchains, to support the use of that data in business workflows. So DTCC, here's the real kicker, guys. Tune in. Listen. Served as the provider or sourcer of that data, as well as the governor of the on-chain solution that stores the data, while Chainlink served as the interoperability layer. What does this mean? This, again, builds into this stack. They are here. They need Chainlink to act as that cross-chain provider into Ondo. There was a total of 10 participants in this Smart Nav program, and you can see here other names on the Ondo summit list, like Franklin Templeton and BNY Mellon, also participated in this as well. We have the biggest names in the world here, and this is the workflow that they are intending to have. You can see here they're actually using Ethereum's token standard, which is important because that is where Ondo is built on. So all signs to me, given the speakers, given the recent pilot programs, and again, just remember here, this was actually piloted back on May 16th, and they said the path forward. So again, it's just like Ondo Global Markets is almost 12 months after this report and pilot was completed and proven to work. I mean, all of this combined just gives me so much confidence that something's about to be launched, whether it happens in February or whether the February date in the summit just gives us a clear indication of what's going to come. I think that we got some big stuff coming up here, guys. Again, also Trump's looking to sign an executive order to ease bank ownership. So this will make onboarding money. You can see on this very messy diagram now, easier to come into crypto, which is fantastic. We have Paul Atkins, the new chairman of the SEC, actually being an advisor for, you can see here, Securitize. Securitize is partly owned by BlackRock. They're also the transfer agent into crypto, essentially, for BlackRock right now. Ondo is connected with Securitize and BlackRock. You also have Coinbase Ventures as one of the main investors in Ondo. The reason I've highlighted this is because if you've been subscribed to the channel, you know how focused Coinbase is on becoming the institutional grade tokenization layer of crypto, at least for layer 2s anyway. So of course, this is fantastic because you're likely going to have Ondo Global Markets being on Coinbase as well, and that could even blow up further due to the ease in which Coinbase is making the onboarding into crypto. So what does this all mean for the price of Ondo? Well, of course, it's very bullish. This doesn't mean it's going to erupt immediately on February 6th and the price is going to go to $10. But what it does mean, I think, is, again, that ability for it to continue going up and up and up over the next 12 months to get to some levels I think many of you are laughing at right now because the market cap is not 20 billion. All right, it's 4 billion. But we did see Solana and many other projects around this market cap size in the last cycle continue to go on to do crazy numbers, particularly when you consider, like I show you here in the Tokenomics Master Sheet, that from now until the end of this year, when we're going to sell, there is no more tokens to come out. Essentially, all the tokens are in circulation and we don't have very many to the private sales. All this to say, I think these are some broad range price predictions to give you some numbers on market cap levels. I don't see the price being a stopping point for Ondo. I see the market cap more so being a psychological barrier for some people. So that's why I added the market cap levels in here. Honestly, if I'm looking at you with a straight face and you're more than welcome to disagree with me, there is a real world situation where Ondo gets close to 100 billion market cap. It depends on what comes on February 6th and how real these connections are. If there is proof they're working together, mark my words, there's going to be some pretty big announcements happening that could send it that high. But I think a realistic price prediction would likely put it in between $20, so 63 billion market cap, I think genuinely to 1250. So I see it doing more than that, probably closer to the higher side here, but we just want to see what comes out. Again, no more inflation, so you guys worried about unlocks have nothing to worry about. Just make sure you pair this with a great exit plan. We've got exit plans covered for you guys, so if you want to leverage an exit plan and not have to worry about it, all you got to do is punch in your average buy price, desired exit price, and how many coins you own, and you have a full exit plan. Links down below. I think Ondo will be a great project for the long run. I really do, guys. I think it'll be around here, especially thanks to the growth of tokenization for the next bull run and likely more, but we're not too concerned with 2030, are we? We're concerned with this bull run. So guys, again, do some more of your own research. Don't trust me. Don't trust anyone else for that matter. Look into this yourself and make a call yourself. I'll leave it there. Thank you for watching this far. Let me know you have by a like down there, and I'll talk to you all tomorrow. Take care. Bye-bye.